Welcome to the second half of the Bobby Dupree Show, and of course my sidekick Andrew.
Good morning.
And we cut up a lot the first half.
We did.
And
first time ever.
We're not supposed to be funny, but people walk up to me and tell me they enjoy it because we're funny.
We're funny looking, maybe.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I sound kind of Frenchy, and you know, I'll have to start listening to who's talking to me and telling me that we're funny, and maybe they're not a Cajun and they're enjoying the program. But you kind of Cajun.
Me?
You went to college, a little bit bigger college than I did.
Is that what it is? I had to lose some of that accent so the professor could answer my questions. Believe me, when I got to school, I was like Attaway Darbone. At night, when I went in the dorm room, I was trying to blow the light bulb out. I mean, I was country.
That's what he said about Dean. He told that story about and this is not rehearsed. This just you mentioned him blowing he mentioned that he tell the story in front of Dean that on their honeymoon they were going to Mississippi, and when he crossed the Chafalaya River, she said, "Oh, we there yet?" And he said, "No, we're not there yet." And he said they couldn't make it all the way to Mississippi. They were honeymooning. Right. So she put on her little pajamas and she got in the bed and no, he put on his little pajamas and he got in the bed and she went and dressed. And when she came back, she stood up in the bed and she was trying to blow the light bulb out. He said, "Shad, they got a switch right there." And only I mean, that was one of the funniest guys. He was. And
big horseman.
And Dean would listen to it and she would laugh. I mean, I guess she didn't take it too much.
Not every time. It probably wasn't funny every time.
At the beginning it wasn't, but at the end it was part of their life, you know. And believe it or not, he turned out to be one of the top horse trainers in Acadiana, and knew everybody, had a little nickname for everybody working on the backside. Had a little nickname, and I can't think of his friend. She's a bus driver in Lafayette Parish. I can see you, but I can't call your name. If you happen to be listening, call me and give me your name so I can mention. And he had a little name for her. She worked at the bar at the old Evangeline down up in the clubhouse. Right. And just a wonderful personality, and she came to the funeral that day, and I gave the eulogy that day. Right. That's how close we were.
And to be successful in the old days, you had to know everybody on the backside, right?
Oh, wait a while. Archie Sebastian knew everybody. He knew all the grooms for all the other trainers, and he was the best claimer there ever was because he knew something about
all the inside stories.
He knew the inside story. Hey, Archie, now he turned out to be the leading trainer at Louisiana Downs several times.
Correct.
Super trainer, and I remember when he wiped out Attaway's fleet of, you know where our OPAC office is? Well, Attaway had a car lot right there, and he ran the Shell station across the street. Correct. And Archie, before he he ended up quit drinking. Maybe after that incident, he wiped out about 15 Attaway's cars, knocked off the front all of them going down the street, and he had to go face Attaway. Anyhow, you know, I gotta write that book. I've got some stories to tell.
Man, they're all coming out this morning. I don't know if you did to sprinkle them out. How about this? We've got a little retreat starting in Grand Coteau today at Our Lady of the Oaks, April 29th. Easton Abear and his wife Robin give some wonderful spiritual retreats for couples. So if you want to go, you still got time today. I think it's 4:30 is check-in. You can call the Our Lady of the Oaks Retreat House. Miss Sissy will be answering the phone. 662-5410 will be a wonderful weekend. Give a call.
We love it.
And then this weekend also.
I've only been 43 times.
Only 43 times, but you go to just the men's retreat. You don't go couples. You just go.
No.
I'm not going to go there. Yeah. I'm going to stay away from it. This Saturday is also the Man's to Man's conference in Lafayette with Rudy from Notre Dame, who's going to be giving the keynote address. Father Larry Richards, Jesse Romero, Father Ted Broussard will be talking. These people from Father Ted Broussard, of course, is the spiritual director over at Prairie Ron at the Casilla Center. So some great guys. Check-in is at 7:30 in the morning. If you haven't registered, there's still going to be plenty of slots. Go by. It's an all-day affair. How about men being good with God and men doing what men are supposed to do by taking care of their families and watching out for kids and all. So I mean, it's a good thing.
You're not on the speaking?
I'm going to go listen. I am going to go listen.
You're going though.
And I'm going to bring my little niece. I'm going to get her husband to come along as well. So try to get the younger guys. You know, I used to be the young guy at all these things, but all that gray hair now, you know, I got to make sure we get the younger guys to come.
I thought you had just put that.
Well, I add that to look more mature. I don't want you to look too much older than me, so I add some gray so we look like we're about the same age. We went to school together, you and I.
We just want to remind you that they're still accepting donations to help build the Veterans Memorial Park there in front of Evangeline Downs, who was generous and donated some land there. Opelousas General, by way of Gary Keller, who is now the CEO at Back Again. I think that's his third time. Three times. That's the last. He's going to retire.
Got to stay now.
Oh yeah, he's going to retire there. They made a $10,000 donation. Excellent. So we want to thank them, and they'd be glad to get your $10 donation, your $5 donation. Just be one that you can feel, not a lot of things that you can feel that you help, and it has nothing to do with the total amount. It's your heart. If you can afford $5, go bring it to them, and they'd be glad to get it.
Mr. Eli, Miss Pat Mason-Gilroy, that whole crew, they've worked hard on this thing. So give them a hand.
For years.
And this Friday, I got this nice note. You know, a lot of kids are still out of school. Law Day is at the Parish Courthouse in Judge Daigle's courtroom. That's on the second floor of St. Larry Parish Courthouse on South Court Street. I don't know if I got the time that it starts. Did they give me the time? 10:30 a.m. on the second floor. They want young people 8 years or older to come, and they're going to learn a lot about the law. Some of the kids there, they're going to give 5 $1,000 scholarships to winners of an essay contest about the legacy of John Adams from Boston all the way to Guantanamo. And I got this nice note from Mr. Jason Mesh, attorney here in town, that's a partner with our good friend Chuck Granger here in town. So thank you, Jason, for sending that to us.
And Pavy Home,
the business
they
is
occupy.
In
that when we talked about Paul Boudreau, his mother was raised right there.
That is correct. How about, what else do we need to cover? How about LHC Group? I got to get some sponsors in.
Yep.
Boy, I'm running way behind. LHC Group, all your home health care needs, LHC Group can help you with the people that come in your house to give you therapy, as Bobby Duper likes to say when he's on that tractor. Sometimes you need more than just that tractor therapy. You need something with that hip, that knee, that ankle, that arm. They can do that for you. The beds, the recliner that can kind of help lift you up, you know, that you can sit in and get out of. The beds that are easier to get in and out of.
Talking about that, my brother John, by the way, John is still doing well. His upper part of his body is in excellent condition. He feels good. He's laughing. He's be happy to have all of his friends go by and make a visit with him, pass a good time. He has a recliner that actually he can almost stand up in it.
Right.
And last week he was walking with his walker. Now,
and LHC does all that type of stuff for you. If you got that type of stuff, and you know, sometimes when maybe you've had a stroke, maybe you had something wrong where you had to have some leg work done, they bring in a therapist that get you good enough to get on that walk and get things moving. So LHC is all about helping people.
Brother John, take care of yourself. And by the way, Cody,
Yes,
my middle brother, my
Yes, sir.
older brother, of course, they're both older than Bobby.
Right.
On the 25th, which was Monday, was his 84th birthday. And of course, he's in excellent condition. He walks every day, takes good care of himself.
I called him, last week? We had a friend that had passed away from Church Point that you and I had talked about, Melba's
you sure did.
brother-in-law.
Yep.
And when I talked to him, he was in good spirits, and he was pumped up.
Oh, he's pumped up is right. You know, I've got a couple of pictures. Reggie doesn't go to your Friday meetings anymore.
I don't see Reggie too much. Usually he's traveling.
But who goes from the
Doug Place,
right? I got a couple of pictures for one for Reggie and one for Dominic, they were hunting with our good sponsor. Joey Doucette.
Yep.
They were hunting on Joey's property, and beautiful pictures. And I'm gonna give them to you, all right? And you're gonna give them to Doug, and then Doug will pass them on.
I will do it. Joe Smith Furniture, while we're talking about sponsors, you know, Mother's Day is May 8th. That's right there. Do what I did one Mother's Day when my wife was was, I can't say big and pregnant, she was very pregnant, I guess is the right word, very pregnant, with my little girl who's running around here in the studio somewhere around here, fresh off her gig as Juliet and Romeo and Juliet. I went by a nice glider rocker for Mother's Day over from Joe Smith Furniture, and that little glider rockers rocked our grandbabies. So good furniture. Get the glider rockers with an ottoman now for $198. Man, I don't think it was that cheap when I bought it 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Recliners, $198. Chase lounges, framed art to put on your walls, designer lamps and accent tables. Go by, show Mom how much she means to you. Joe Smith Furniture.
I thought of something. Well, go ahead. Get on to something else. Yeah, get on to
All
something
right.
else.
Well, how about, let me grab through my deal here.
Let's not forget the St. Jude's Children Research Hospital. Indian Hills Country Club sponsors, and it's going to be their 3rd annual tournament, and that's going to take place
at Indian Hills Country Club
on the April 30th and May 1st, this weekend. I knew it was final time to remind you. And even if you don't want to play golf, you could go by and make a donation. You bring a check.
That's right.
And I've got to do that because I go and I try to have lunch one time every week with Lee, the owner, Lee Young.
If it was to play golf, they'd never see us there, but you and I go regular. We go eat a sandwich, we go help out these different events.
Yeah, and
it's a good, I mean, that's the beauty of the country club. It's not just about golf, it's about the whole community.
Oh, yeah. And they need, we the whole, all of us that are members, we need some new members. We need to expand the membership to make this thing at least break even. Lee's not trying to make any money. I mean, he knew that going in, but he deserves to at least have a break even point. And we're not quite there yet. So we need some new members, please.
Friday night, Miss Rosie Ledette and the Zydeco Playboys are going to be playing at the Farmers Market. Go by for the Music and Market Series. And the vegetable is green beans. You know what green beans, you know what they call that in French?
Zydeco.
Zydeco.
That's correct.
So go here, Rosie.
And on
your French
2 weeks,
good today.
2 weeks coming up is going to be our friend Roscoe Chenier. And Roscoe, I was called about 2 weeks ago. A friend called me to tell me that Roscoe was in the hospital. Hopefully everything is okay. He's diabetic, and that's a very serious issues it creates.
And we can talk about one of our sponsors that's helped Roscoe, the Wound Treatment Center over here in Opelousas with Dr. Carrie Thibodeau. Dr. Carrie Thibodeau, if you've got diabetic type issues.
And that wasn't planned. That just worked right in.
They call that serendipity.
Serendipity.
Yeah, the things just kind of matched exact.
Hey, Serendipity, how you doing, darling?
My little girl Austin walking in the studio. Good morning, girl. So the Wound Treatment Center. You got diabetic type issues. You got varicose vein type issues. Maybe you've had surgery that doesn't quite heal. You've cut yourself, it doesn't quite heal. I know I bust my head on that limb in my yard. It's finally healing well when I was cutting my grass the other day. But anything that you need with treatment of wounds, your skin to heal, they can help you with anything from the type of skin where they do a skin graft from yourself. They've got synthetic skin. They've got all type of new and hyperbaric type treatments. Go by the Wound Treatment Center.
I can't ever think of that word, but that was one picture that I wish had been taken when Ray Bello and I had got rushed up to Shreveport in a hyperbaric, is what you call it?
Hyperbaric chamber, that's correct.
And we had that big
astronaut helmet on. Cancelo will see you the other side of 3.
And we didn't get a picture of that. Can you imagine? We sat there.
They look like some astronauts in there. I
forgot how many hours and
it helps push all that carbon monoxide out of your bloodstream and push good oxygen
back in there. Yeah. And I came out all right. I don't know about Ray. He had a heart attack a few hours later, unfortunately, which was really, we're laughing about it today.
Yeah, and probably but you know what? Was a good thing to catch it because he had a time bomb. He had a time bomb in his chest he didn't know about.
Ray's lost a lot of weight and exercises and really behaving himself real good. I know Pat.
I don't know if I go that far. I don't know if I go that far.
Proud of him.
Eating better. I don't know if he's behaving.
I got to talk about a race that took place last Saturday night. I was so tired after cutting grass Thursday afternoon and then Good Friday and Saturday. After I got home,